You may have seen this before. A plant that once looked healthy now seems a little tired. The leaves are pale. Growth feels slow. You water it, you move it to better light, but not much changes. Then, a few weeks later, something small shifts. The leaves begin to look a little greener. The stems feel stronger. The plant looks more settled, more alive. What's surprising is that this change does not come from anything expensive or complicated. It comes from something very simple, something most people already have at home. A gentle liquid, made quietly over time, that feeds the plant in a steady and natural way. If your plants feel slow, or not as strong as you hoped, you're not doing anything wrong. This is a very common experience, especially with indoor plants or small gardens. Many people notice it, even after years of gardening. Before explaining why this worked, it helps to understand what might be happening in the soil. Many people turn to store-bought fertilizers when plants seem weak. And in some cases, those products can help. But in small pots or home gardens, they don't always behave the way we expect. The nutrients can be too strong. They may act quickly at first, but then fade just as fast. Plants, especially in containers, often do better with gentle, steady feeding rather than strong doses. In nature, plants are not given large amounts all at once. They receive small nutrients slowly, as leaves fall, as organic matter breaks down, and as soil life works quietly in the background. When we add something strong too quickly, the plant may struggle to use it. The roots can feel stressed. The soil can lose its natural balance. And instead of helping, it can slow things down even more. This is why many experienced gardeners move towards softer methods over time. Not because they are simpler, but because they match how plants naturally grow. A slower approach often leads to steadier results. And this is where something very familiar begins to matter in a new way. Every day, in most kitchens, small pieces of food are thrown away without much thought. Vegetable peels, fruit skins, leftover rice water. These seem like waste, but in reality, they still hold many of the nutrients plants need. When a carrot peel or a banana skin breaks down, it releases small amounts of minerals back into the environment. In nature, this process happens on the ground, slowly returning nutrients to the soil. At home, we can allow a similar process to happen, just in a more controlled and gentle way. Instead of throwing these scraps away, they can be used to create a mild liquid that plants can easily absorb. It does not require special tools. It does not need constant attention. It simply allows time and water to do what they already do in nature. And this is the part many people overlook. When kitchen scraps are placed in water and left for a short period, something quiet begins to happen. The water starts to draw out nutrients from the scraps. Over time, as the pieces soften and break down, more of these nutrients are released into the liquid. This is not a fast or forceful process. It is slow. It is gentle. And that is exactly why it works well for plants. The liquid becomes a kind of mild plant tonic. Not too strong. Not too weak. Just enough to support steady growth. This is what turns simple kitchen waste into something useful. Not by adding anything new, but by allowing what is already there to become available. Many longtime gardeners have noticed this pattern. When feeding is soft and consistent, plants often respond in a more balanced way. The leaves stay greener. Growth feels more natural. There is less stress on the roots. Of course, not all kitchen waste behaves the same way. Some materials are helpful and safe to use. Vegetable peels, fruit skins, and plain rice water are usually gentle and suitable. They break down easily and release nutrients in a steady way. Other types of waste can cause problems. Oily food, meat, or anything with a lot of salt does not break down in the same way. These can create unpleasant smells or attract unwanted insects. They can also disturb the balance of the liquid. So it helps to keep things simple. Clean, natural scraps tend to work best. There is also a small point of care to keep in mind. As the mixture sits, it may develop a mild smell. This is normal, but it should not be strong or unpleasant. Keeping the container loosely covered and in a shaded area can help keep things comfortable and manageable. A little awareness goes a long way here. There is no need for strict control, just gentle observation. Once the liquid is ready, the way it is used matters just as much as how it is made. Because this liquid is natural, it may seem harmless, but plants still prefer it in a diluted form. A small amount mixed with more water is often enough. This keeps the feeding soft and steady, rather than overwhelming. It does not need to be used every day. In fact, less frequent use often works better. Giving the plant time to respond and adjust is part of the process. Many beginners worry about not doing enough. But in this case, Doing too much is the only real concern. Plants are quite good at using what they need when it is given gently. So the approach becomes simple. Add a little, then wait. Watch how the plant responds. Let the soil and roots settle. This kind of care is easy on the body as well. It does not require constant effort or bending. It fits naturally into a slower, more relaxed routine. Over time, small changes begin to appear. In the first week or two, the difference may be subtle. Leaves may look slightly fresher. The color may deepen just a little. These are quiet signs that the plant is responding. After a few weeks, the changes become easier to notice. New growth may appear more regularly. The plant may hold its shape better. The soil may feel more alive, holding moisture in a balanced way. It is not a sudden transformation. It does not happen overnight. But it builds in a steady and reliable way. And this is often what plants need most. Not quick fixes, but gentle support over time. The environment around the plant also plays a role in how well this works. In warmer regions, the breakdown of kitchen scraps happens faster. The liquid forms more quickly, and nutrients are released sooner. This can make the process feel more active. In cooler climates, everything slows down. The same process still works, but it takes more time. The liquid may need a few extra days to develop, and the plant may respond more slowly as well. Neither is better or worse. They are simply different conditions. Adjusting expectations helps avoid frustration. If the weather is cooler, patience becomes part of the method. If it is warmer, a little more attention to timing can help keep things balanced. Over time, many people find their own rhythm with this. A simple habit forms without much effort. Some may collect small scraps through the day and add them to water. Others may prepare a batch once or twice a week. There is no strict schedule to follow. If you already use something like rice water or fruit peels, you may notice how easily this fits into what you are doing. And if you are just starting, it can be as simple as saving one type of scrap and observing what happens. If you feel comfortable, you might share what you are using or what you plan to try. Sometimes hearing from others brings new ideas, or simply reassurance that small steps are enough. In the end, this approach is less about doing more, and more about allowing natural processes to work in your favor. Plants have been growing this way long before we tried to manage them. They respond to steady care, to gentle feeding, and to a balanced environment. By using what is already available at home, and by giving it time to become useful, you are simply helping that natural cycle continue. There is no need to rush. No need to add more than necessary. A small amount, used with patience, often brings the best results. And over time, this becomes a quiet habit. One that supports your plants without asking much from you. Do less. And let your plants give you more.